Are you absolutely sick of this gray hair growth? It is so much work and you want to quit and you're going to throw in the towel. Well, if that is you, then I am making this video just for you. I have some tips for you that I think may help you not to do anything rash or anything that you'll regret. I've got 3 of them actually, but before I tell you those tips, let me just normalize these feelings that you're feeling right now. I completely grown out. I absolutely love my gray hair, but there were times that I didn't love the gray hair growth. I think 7 months was a big one for me, but if you are 7 days, 7 months, 4 months, whatever, just realize this is a big thing to do. This is a big accomplishment. It is not easy to do. You are going against social standards. You are going against beauty standards. There are people giving you unsolicited advice, whether you like it or not. That's a big thing to confront. I don't know why going gray is such a big thing and people have so many opinions about them, but they do. So if you've gotten to however far you are, pat yourself on the back, realize what you've accomplished, and then I want you to do these three things. And at the end, I'm going to tell you why you want to overcome these feelings of self-doubt and what that's going to result in too. So the very first thing I want you to do, if you are hating your gray hair growth, you're thinking about throwing in the towel, I want you to do absolutely nothing. I want you to do nothing for 1 week. And what I mean by doing absolutely nothing is I do not want you to go buy a box color and tuck it under the counter so it's there just in case. I do not want you to call your hairdresser and book an appointment for, a week down the road or anything. Just don't do any of those things that could set you up to do something permanent that you might regret. So that's step 1, do nothing. Step 2 is while you're doing nothing, I want you to take this time to remind yourself about all the reasons that you chose to ditch the dye in the first place. So there must have been a reason. Something got you to here just to begin with. There was something that you were frustrated with or fed up with, or you were making a decision based on maybe your hair wasn't healthy with all the dye in it. Maybe you didn't want those toxic chemicals in. Maybe you just were inspired by other Silver Sisters on Instagram or on YouTube or wherever you're seeing them. Whatever it is, remind yourself what you were frustrated with your dyed hair, and then just compare the two, because maybe you are frustrated with things with your gray hair. Absolutely, we all get those. But maybe the frustrations are not as long of a list as the thing that you were frustrated with your dyed hair. So after you do that, look at it and just make that. My motivation for telling you this is I want you to make a decision based on your rational thoughts rather than your emotional thoughts. And we all can do things emotionally, and I don't know why, but our hair is really tied into a lot of emotion for women. So the last thing I want you to do is just remind yourself where you wanted to get in this journey. What were you wanting to accomplish? So for me, I just wanted a little bit more carefree hair, and I absolutely have that. I very, very rarely worry about my hair anymore, and so it is so freeing. I can put my hair up in a ponytail. I can have the windiest day. I remember those windy days where you'd have all your gray hair showing. It was mortifying if you were walking with anybody. I don't experience that anymore, and I love the freedom of that. So remind yourself where your end game was, and then just really try to make a decision that works best for you. So 2 more things I want to say to you is, 1, if you do decide to re-dye your hair, that is totally fine. You have to know that you want to do this. It has to be something that comes from within. It's the only way you'll stick with it. Like I said, there is the peanut galleries, everywhere. Everyone is offering you the unsolicited advice, and it definitely can throw you off your game if you're not ready. And then the last thing I wanted to remind you of is these roadblocks that you might be feeling right now, and this feelings of, I can't do it anymore. I hate this growth. This is where the true growth comes. And I've mentioned it many times on my channel. I don't mean the gray hair grow out. I mean the growth of yourself, and just where you're starting to define what you think is beautiful, and you kind of find the I don't know what it is. You just kind of hunker down and do it despite all odds. You're going to overcome. You're going to be successful. And there's something about that that just aids in the feeling of liberation I've talked about, the feeling of feeling free, just going against the beauty standards, going against what is kind of you're being faced with. And so if that is where your frustration comes from and you're feeling like throwing in the towel, please know that is such a normal experience for every single one of us on the gray hair journey. I also think that's why we all bond together so readily. We come from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different ages. There is something about this gray hair grow out that automatically connects you with other Silver Sisters or other women along the way. And I think, I think that's part of it. It's just that universal triumph over something that is actually not as easy to do as you would think. So, okay, I hope that video helps. If you're thinking about dyeing your hair, or throwing in the towel, please know that we've all been there. It's a very normal experience. I hope that you don't do it, or if you do it, it is nothing that you will regret. At the end of the day, that's what this video is I don't want you to do something you would regret. Sometimes taking that time of reflection will help you make a decision based on your head, the head decision, as opposed to your heart's decisions, which often are a lot of emotion. Okay, ladies, I hope that helped. Leave me down in the comments if it did help, or if you have other things that might be encouraging to other Silver Sisters along the way. Also include those in the comments. Okay, guys, thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.